Hi guys, I'm Laura Vitale, and on this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, I want to show you how to make some delicious pizzette di ricotta. We're going to make little fried, I guess stuffed pizzas you can call them, a little mini calzones, whatever you want to call them, with ricotta, and they are so amazing. Such a classic street food right around this time of year in Italy, especially on Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve when it's a bunch of different appetizers and a bunch of different picky foods. You can find these on most everyone's table. They are so fantastic and delicious. I'm going to show you how to make them really simple and easy. We're going to start off with the dough. I'm actually making half the recipe because I will eat every single one of them and I'm not having a party right now. So you need flour, sugar, salt. This is some instant yeast, also known as bread machine yeast. It just means I don't have to proof it, but regular yeast will do, and I'll walk you through that. What I have here is some lard. I know this sounds crazy, but it's absolutely necessary. And you need some warm water. Those are all the ingredients you will need to make the dough. Now, if you don't have instant yeast, you can use regular active dried yeast. Just make sure that you proof it in your warm water before adding it to everything else. In the bowl of my standing mixer, I'm going to add everything but the lard. The lard's going to go in at the last minute. I'm going to add the flour, the yeast, the sugar and water, the sugar and salt, and my water, and I'm going to knead this together until it pretty much comes together, and then we will add the lard. Now, I'm only making, like I said, I'm only making half the amount here because this makes a lot of little pizzettas and I will eat every single one of them, so I'm just gonna make half. Hopefully don't eat them all anyway, but I can't make any promises. At this point, start adding your lard and it'll get mixed in, don't worry. And then just keep mixing until it's all combined. There you go. There you go. Once your dough comes together, just finish kneading it on a lightly floured surface, just like that. And I'm gonna just pop this into a bowl, cover it, and let it rest for about 45 minutes or so. I'm not looking for it to be like doubled in size exactly, but I am looking for it to be proofed quite a bit, and I'll show you the next step once we're there. All right, this looks great. Oh, perfect. Not too risen. Otherwise, it's too soft and it's gonna be really hard to roll out. So I'm just gonna dump this on a lightly floured surface, and I'm gonna roll this baby out. Now what I've got here is the filling. You'll need some whole milk ricotta. Make sure it's not too thin and runny, otherwise it's just gonna be too thin and it's gonna be too runny for the stuffing. You'll also need some chopped up ham and some mild provolone, and you'll also need black pepper, which I'm gonna grab in a minute. And you'll need a baking sheet lined with like parchment paper or a lint-free towel with a little bit of flour to keep these from sticking. And now all I'm gonna do is I'm going to roll this out. There's my flour. Roll this out with a rolling pin until it's nice and thin. That's lovely, nice and thin. Now before we go any further, I'm just going to mix together the filling, which is just a ricotta, plenty of black pepper, and both my ham and my cheese. And you're going to just stir this together because once I have this done, then I can go ahead and start cutting out my little squares or my little circles. And everything will be ready for the little pizzas, the little stuffed pizzas, calzones, panzerotti, whatever you want to call them. To us, they're just little stuffed pizzette, but you can call them whatever you desire. Okay, so once you have all of your dough laid out, you're going to cut it with about a 3-inch cutter. Now, preferably, I would go with a 4-inch or 5-inch if you want to make them bigger. I just can't find mine, so I'm just going to use my smaller one, which is perfect for party size. What you can also do is you can cut the dough in half horizontally from where it's in front of you, and then you can put mounds of your filling, fold the other half over, seal and cut, which is what I've done over here. These are not as pretty. I'm going to just finish them with a fork all around to make them prettier, but they're much bigger. So that's sort of your couple of choices that you have. I'm just going to go ahead and cover the rest of, all of these with the top, because you can see I've just taken my cutter and I've just made my little, just cut them out like that, and these are going to rest and they'll be perfect for when it's time to fry them. But you just want to make sure that you're careful because you can't really regather yeasted dough. It won't come out right, so just go ahead and take your time, Cut out as many as you can, and then you're gonna just seal them like so and place them on your prepared baking sheet to rest for about a half an hour, and then we'll get our oil ready and we'll be ready for frying. These have been resting for about a half an hour. I've got some hot oil. I was frying something else, so don't worry about that. You're gonna fry a few at a time until they are a beautiful golden brown color. And I'll show you what they look like when they're done. Make sure you get a plate or a baking sheet ready with some paper towels to absorb any excess oil. And then we eat. I mean, listen. You can go to anybody's house on Christmas Eve and you'll get cheese and crackers. You come to my house, you'll get some fried pizzas. Invitation open. Just call ahead, let me know, so I can get extra seating. Oh yeah. Now as soon as they come out, you want to hit them with just a little bit of salt, so that way the salt sticks to them. And let me just tell you, I'm going to go for this one that I did first because I don't want to burn myself. I don't know if you can see, but like, they are cheesy and delicious. I mean, look at that, the ham. I'll put in the last batch in a minute. Such a classic childhood treat for me that makes me happier than you could possibly ever imagine. Yeah. My mom as well. Do what I do. When you're frying on a holiday or anytime you have a lot of people over, set up outside your small deep fryer or get like a little stovetop burner with your pot of oil. Do it in your backyard, in your pad, outside on your patio. That way the smokiness and the scent from the frying oil is not anywhere near in your house, but you can enjoy all of these fabulous treats that once in a while just calls for them. LauraInTheKitchen.com has the recipe ready for you. I hope you enjoy spending time with me. I'll see you next time. Come on for a bite.